All right, we just had one of the best leg days I've had in a very long time. But enough about me. This video is going to be about the people or the community that you decide to surround yourself with. And I'm going to use myself as an example. Once again, we're going to go back to me when I was in college and I was just being a degenerate. That's the only way I can describe it, right? So, I'm in college, right? Yes, I'm working out. Yes, I'm making some progress in the gym, but whoop-de-doo, who cares? Like, I was becoming the worst version of myself. So, the reason why I use college, for example, is because when I was in college, I was hanging around people who partied, who got drunk all the time, who smoked all the time, who were hooking up with random girls all the time, and our conversations always consisted of these things. And when I was in school, like I said, our conversations would consist of these things almost exclusively, right? And if you surround yourself with a group of people who are constantly driving these things or glorifying these things that you know you don't want to be doing anymore, or that you feel inside that you shouldn't be doing, yet you're doing it anyway, if you continuously surround yourself with people like that and you develop a relationship with those people, do you know what that does? In a way, that causes you to genuinely care about their opinion. It causes you to genuinely care about what they say about you, how they feel about you, and their perceptions of you. And because of that, that is when you start conforming. Because of that, that is when you start being someone that you know you shouldn't be, because you're around these people that you know you really shouldn't be around. And the dangerous thing about it is you don't even realize it. You don't even understand until you look back and realize that group of people, the type of people that I was hanging around. And I know a lot of you guys can relate to this, because I have a feeling that some of you guys in here started doing things that you know you shouldn't have been doing because of the people around you. And the way that I've seen this, the most simple way, or the most, like, I feel universal way I've seen this, is when people start doing drugs, right? Like, people, for example, me, and this isn't to bash anyone, right? This isn't to put anyone down. I'm using my life as an example. So, a couple years ago, or I'm not sure exactly when, but that doesn't even matter. The biggest thing is, I didn't want to start smoking. I didn't want to start doing drugs. I was straight edge for a long time. And I mean, I'm straight edge now, but I'm saying in past tense, I wanted to be straight edge for a long time, like lifelong. I didn't want to do anything. But I get around people who are doing drugs. I get around people who are smoking weed. I get around people who are drinking all the time. So, of course, if I'm around it all the time, I'm going to be tempted to give into these things that they're doing, not only because I'm around it, but also because I see people that I care about. I see people whose opinions I care about doing this thing, or saying some things, or, oh, do this. Oh, you don't want to do it. You blah, blah, blah. Peer pressure doesn't even matter. It doesn't even have to be peer pressure. It could be one little comment, or it could be the way that they treat you afterwards. I know some of you guys are probably in friend groups where these people only hang out with you when you're doing some degenerate stuff. When you're doing drugs, when you're being the worst version of yourself, you guys are only hanging around these people, and they only want to be around you when you're doing this. This is something that my client told me. He told me that the people that he was hanging around would get upset, or they would not want to hang out with him, because he told them that he was trying to be sober. And he had a couple of people that supported him. But the biggest thing is, when these people chose to alienate him, when these people decided that, hey, we're not going to be around you because you're not doing X, Y, and Z, do you know what that says? Not only does it say it's not your friend, but it also puts you in a position to where you want to conform because you care about these people. That's the biggest thing. It's not just the people you're around. You can be around people and not care about them at all and be perfectly fine. Yes, you can be kind of tempted, but it's nothing compared to being around people that you care about. You care about their opinions. You care about their perceptions of you. And because you care about that so much, it's going to lead you to being more prone to conforming to what they want you to do. And this happens in relationships. I see guys be destroyed by women because they conform to what their woman wants, or what the girl that they're with, or what the girl they're hanging out with wants. And all of a sudden, they go from being this amazingly developed man to being a shell of what they once were because they chose to put someone else's care, someone else's opinion over their own self-development. And this is what I see all the time. This is what I saw in myself, right? I was never the kind of person to go around and do drugs. All of a sudden, I'm around people who are drinking all the time, smoking all the time. And I'm around this. I'm talking to these people. I'm developing relationships with these people. And all of a sudden, we're hanging out. All of a sudden, I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm doing things that I've never done before. I'm doing things that I never thought that I would ever do because I was around these people and I started to care about what they thought about me. And because of that, not only the influence of just being around it, that's why I keep saying this, because I want you to understand it's not just the influence of being around it. It's the influence of the perceptions of the people around you that are around it. And this is the point I want to drive, because I vividly remember me not wanting to do a certain thing. And then I'm around people doing it. And I'm like, oh, I still don't want to do that. But then the moment I get around people who I'm like, I genuinely care about how they feel about me. I feel like kind of alienated if I don't do X, Y, and Z, and then I'm doing X, Y, and Z, right? And this is how I got to the position where I'm sure a lot of you have heard the story of me being at a frat house crying on I don't know how many strands of weed. I don't even know what I smoked. I don't even know if I was drinking or not. And then I'm on the phone embarrassing myself because I'm under the influence of all these things. And that was a moment where I'm like, I need to get it together. And it wasn't even me. It was my friend. My friend had to come and get me from that party where I am completely out of it. I am completely beyond under the influence. And he had to sober me. He had to talk to me and snap me out of the dumb mindset that I was in because I couldn't see it myself. Right? And if you're watching this, bro, Faith, thank you, bro. Because that moment was a pivotal moment in my realization where I needed to change. All right? And this is the same thing on the opposite end of the spectrum. Why do you think when you go into a gym where everyone is taking it seriously, everyone is going hard, everyone is on top of it, it's 5 a.m., the gym is full. You're looking around, people have crazy physiques. You're looking around, people are taking care of themselves. People are just doing the things that they need to do. And all of a sudden, it gives you a little bit more drive to go harder. All of a sudden, you feel a little bit more pressure to show up because of the environment, because of the community that you are around. It's going to affect you in such a drastic way that even if you don't realize it in the moment, you're going to look back and realize that. And the biggest thing that I want you guys to take from this video is to understand that the moment you decide to surround yourself with people who are going to push you, to surround yourself with people who have developed the skills, developed the mindset, the physique, it doesn't matter what it is. If you decide to surround yourself with people who you inspire, or if you surround yourself with people who you want to eventually be in a certain way, in a certain aspect, the moment you do that is the moment where your progression is going to go from this to this, to this, to and so on and so on. And the reason that is because when you surround yourself around people who know more than you, who have your best interest in mind, and who genuinely wants you to be the best you that you can be, not only do you have a community of friendship, you also develop mentorship naturally by surrounding yourself with these kind of people. For example, when I was first getting started in the gym, I went to a YMCA. It wasn't that many people giving me advice, but I met someone named Logan, and then he introduced me to this gym called Flex. And it's a bodybuilding gym. And all of a sudden, I'm surrounded by bodybuilders. All of a sudden, I'm gaining information from people who do this professionally. And I'm gaining insight from people who take this so seriously because this is their life. And all of a sudden, everywhere I go, everyone I talk to, I'm being mentored by. I'm learning something from them. And it could be the opposite end of the spectrum if you're surrounding yourself with people who don't want the best for you. You could go to somebody, you could be like, bro, I'm having a hard time. What should I do? And they tell you to smoke crack. Y'all might be laughing. Y'all might be laughing, but this is the reality, right? You can surround yourself with people who, if you go to them with your problems, they tell you to smoke crack, or you can surround yourself with people who, when you tell them about their problems, they give you the X, Y, and Z, boom, boom, bam, do this, do that, and get up and keep going. And I don't know about you, but I would rather surround myself with people who are going to continuously push me, even if they nitpick, even if they're telling me I'm doing something completely wrong. This is something that I had to learn from one of my bodybuilding guys. There's things that I was doing wrong for years, but because I know that they have the best interest in mind for me, and I know that regardless of what I say, to some extent, I do care about my friends' opinions, especially in the world of bodybuilding. I'm open and I'm more prone to doing whatever they suggest because of that. And that's what I want you guys to take from this video. I know that I'm talking in circles, and I know you're just like, Isaiah, you're saying the same thing, but I'm saying the same thing because I really want you to understand, right? The community, the people, the friends you surround yourself with are going to dictate so much. And this is exactly why I created my community. I've created a community specifically for skinny guys like you to get everything that they need to continuously progress, to surround themselves with people on the exact same journey so they have someone to fall back on, multiple people to fall back on. And because of that, I know that as this community grows, we're only going to see more and more progression, and it's just going to become less like just some community and more so a family of guys grinding and pushing to hit their goals inside and out of the gym. And that's what I'm gonna end this video off on. If you want to join my community, if you want to take everything seriously from now on, and you want to be able to talk to me and other guys going through the exact same thing that you're going through, I'm gonna put the link for my community in the description, and I'm gonna put it in the comments, right? And not only that, I want you guys to comment what you're going to start doing differently, if you're going to start surrounding yourself with different kinds of people. And that's the biggest thing, all right? I know I'm talking in circles. I know this is a different kind of video, but this topic is serious to me because it literally led to a path of degeneracy for me for months. And I don't want you guys to go down that path. I don't want you guys to have to deal with the stuff that I dealt with. I want you to be able to take the paved path that I've created through my failures, through my degeneracy, and to see them and to be like, I'm not going to be like how Isaiah was last year because he was tripping. I'm not going to be like how Isaiah was when he was doing X, Y, and Z because this got him there. That's what I want you guys. I don't want you guys to view me as just some, oh, he's so great. No. I want you to view me like a person. Right? Because that's what I am. I want you guys to understand and take from these videos, when I'm telling you guys these stories, is not to put myself on a pedestal. If anything, it's the opposite, because I want you guys to understand that most likely I've been in significantly worse positions than you are in right now. And because of that, and I got out of them. And because of that, I'm able to tell you, bro, don't do this. Don't do that. Don't surround yourself with these people because I've done it. And that's what I'm going to end the video off on. I love you guys, and I hope you guys can really take something from this video. I don't know what I'm going to title it yet, but I love you guys, and Jesus loves you too. I want you to keep grinding, and I want you to keep growing. And no matter what, bro, I do not want any of you giving up on yourselves, and I definitely don't want any of you conforming to things that you know you should not be doing because of the people around you. And that's the video.